So it is true. You see the best competitors kind of adapt to that and kind of more, flow with the wave, what it's given to you, and kind of work the best possible score out of that particular section or wave.
Countdown, 1 minute, 15 seconds. 1 minute, 15 seconds in your heat, guys.
This heat's winding down. We got about a minute left. Looks like we're going to go straight into another boys semi heat number 2. Right after this one with Noah Hopper, Max Swart, Josiah Brackett, and Cole Vaughn. So
there's not a lot out there at this point. Right now the boys are just sitting out there waiting. There are a couple bumps amidst all the other bumps that are out there, but looks like the last part of this heat might be somewhat slow.
Yep, probably counting down here real quick. As Anthony, I hear on the live, we got less than 20 seconds now.
Well, here goes Max on an insider. Let's see if he can make some magic happen. Not going to happen. That's too bad. And that's our heat.
That's the end of boys age group 12 to 14, semi heat number 1. Unfortunately, we don't have the live scores. Maybe you guys do at home, but through our eyes, we believe Ryan Maloney might have taken first and gone straight to the final, or actually hits the semi now. So the top 2 will be advancing to the final. So curious to see who can't make it out of that one. I think Ryan, and it's going to be close between Blue and Max. So here we go.
Semi heat number 2 is underway, and we have no competitors on the water.
I know. Where are they actually?
I don't know if they think it's a beach start. Yeah, they're just heading out right now. So they're taking their time. It's cold out there, dude.
They're doing the more traditional beach
start.
Yeah,
it's a beach start for this heat. Maybe they all just sat on the beach and went, look, let's all go out at the same time. Then we don't have to sit out there in the cold and wait for these guys to get done.
I think I would have beach started too. That was brilliant.
And the timing might have been good. There's nothing out there. They'd just be sitting out there getting cold anyway. So at least now they're paddling out through the shore pound.
Max Fleming coming up the beach. How was it, Max? Give us a wave, buddy.
I see Josiah Brackett is in this heat. One of the Tahoe kids from the Brackett clan. It's always good to see those guys. They travel well.
Yep.
They have. I saw their Chris Brackett's rig in the parking lot, and man, they've put some time and energy and thought into their trailer and their whole setup. It's pretty impressive.
Oh man, you definitely know when the Brackets show up, not only because of their trailer and big rig, but also there's a bunch of them. So they all paddle at the same time. You're like, all right, the Brackets are in town.
Yeah.
And all the kids are rad. They all rip.
Oh my gosh.
And they just cause a ruckus out there. It's awesome.
And they rip.
They do.
It's crazy to see how good they are living in Tahoe. I mean, they get waves in Tahoe. I've never surfed up there. I've seen little waves up there. But so they do get the opportunity to surf. And most of the time, the waves are kind of similar to what's out here right now. Maybe not quite as big, but and the water's, the wind's probably blowing about 15 to 20 knots stronger when the waves are like this in Tahoe. But they do get to surf a little bit, and then those guys do travel a fair amount. So we'll see what Josiah can do today in the semi heat number 2. He's in bronze. We've got Noah Hopper in red, and in white, Max Swart, and in blue, we've got Cole Vaughn. So let's see what semi heat number 2 looks like.
Yep, and as we were talking about earlier, Josiah from Tahoe, which is very cold, he's trunking it.
Yeah.
He's trunking it, and all the other grommets are wearing full suits.
Oh, yeah. No, come on. We're going to Southern California. We don't need to bring long sleeves or pants.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, this is a cool little heat. Noah's a cool kid. I don't know Max personally, but Cole Vaughn as well. That's Mike Vaughn's son. You know, Mikey Vaughn from the L.A. area.
Mm-hmm.
Always at all the race events doing his thing, and actually surfs pretty good too, Mike, doing the U.S. Sup Tour, a few weeks back.
That's right. There's a Nice little father-daughter chilling out on the beach down there, making sandcastles, keeping themselves occupied while we've got a little lull in the action, although I do see a set coming in. Let's see if any of the boys will be in position for this one. So far, no one has ridden a wave, so we'll see if someone can open up their account. And it looks like Cole Vaughn in blue is taking a look, and he is going to get this wave. As Cole goes left, see if he can get a maneuver in as this thing close out on him. Maybe get a little floater. Nope.
Oh, look at this left. I think that's Noah Hopper.
That is a nugget. Nice one.
Oh, no. What? I wonder if they'll call that interference. He didn't really get in his way at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, Noah could have probably forced the issue a little more and, if he could have continued that wave and gotten right up on him. But
here we go. Josiah Brackett with a nice little closeout maneuver.
Does a little snap right in Noah's face right there. I like that.
Yep.
Hey, Noah, this is what you're up against, buddy.
Yeah, a little game face.
I love that.
So a little exchange right there. Looked like Noah got a little turn off the back up that outside left. Josiah probably getting the strongest wave with that little closeout maneuver. And Cole Vaughn got a long wave. And then Max caught a little wave, but I think he got a little unglued, so he'll be going out the back looking for a better one.
If Noah can get out there, he might have a shot at this little right-hander that's coming in, but looks like it's going to probably take him out. So when it comes to scoring on these, what are the judges looking at? Is the length of ride matter, or is it just a high-performance maneuvers? What are they looking for?
Yeah, well, traditionally now, the scoring's gone to more performance, more risk-taking. They're willing to score 2 big moves more than 5 little moves, all the way to the beach. But like you said today, got to adapt to the conditions as well as the judging does too. So
speaking of high-performance maneuvers, there was Josiah's little snap right in front of Noah.
Little snap attack on the ocean-minded replay.
The ocean-minded replay coming at you. So that was Josiah's first wave. We've been talking about him since before the heat started, and he is not going to disappoint. Starts off with a nice little snap, and we'll see if he can add to that.
There we go, Noah going for his second turn, gets a little side chopped away. But I think today, for sure, I think length of ride will actually score today.
Yeah.
Because some of the waves out the back will offer maybe a little turn, and then they're kind of waiting, setting up, and then on the inside they get another opportunity to do a turn. So if you're going to stay and get that longer ride, you're going to get that extra turn with a bigger score. So just like adapting to the waves as a competitor, so will the judges.
Sure. Here's Josiah again on the inside.
I actually like this little choice of wave.
He's got some style. Yeah, look at that
thing. Boom.
Woof. Little layback. Larry layback in the short break. That was sick.
Josiah getting a little jiggy on the inside. That one actually stood up pretty nice. Had a little wall. And as we see Noah Hopper going for this left again, he's kind of sitting on the right sandbar, getting a little speed. Boom. Little closeout maneuver. The fins got a little free there.
I like the exchange. Noah and Josiah came to play.
Yeah, we got some action. I like it.
So Max is he got a wave earlier, and he has moved way down the beach, so he's it's going to take some work for him to get back into position.
Yep, the south swell obviously playing a factor into the elements. We got the south swell kind of dragging you north, and then you also got the south wind pushing you north. So, keeping in the lineup and keeping your spot where you figure the sandbar is going to play a big role into wave selection and all that stuff. So you can see these kids scrambling as another set seems to be approaching.
Josiah just abandoned ship.
Yep, pulled the ripcord.
Yeah.
So, can you take me when you go to volley, please?
There's a nice little set coming in. See, 1, 2, possibly 3 more good waves. Now, we've got Noah laying down on his board and paddling for a little bit. What's your take on that? Is that
Well, it's funny because like on the stand-up world tour, you're not allowed to do that. They emphasize it's a stand-up surf contest.
No prone paddling at all.
Well, like if you get bucked off and you're in the middle of the set, you're allowed to take a couple strokes, but right when you're out of it, you immediately have to stand up.
So it's kind of a judgment call by the judges then.
Kind of. They're pretty loose on it, to be honest. But if you're waiting for waves and there's a lull, as we see Cole Vaughn go for that one. But if you're waiting for waves and you get tired, you can't sit down.
Yeah.
So you have to stand up. That's on the Stand Up World Tour. But then on the other side, the new U.S. Sup Tour, there's none of those rules. So if you wanted to, you could prone paddle all the way out to the outside if you wanted.
Wow.
And you could also sit down in between heats. So, you know, as we see Josiah again, another little inside nugget. He's catching these little reforms. Boom.
Dude.
Little closeout section. I love it.
The kid has definitely got the wave selection down, man. He's reading this place. I mean, I don't know. I'd be interested to hear from him. You know, is it because of his experience in Tahoe and just being able to pick off wind swell? And you can just read him, because it seems like every wave he's gotten so far has opened up and allowed him to do a pretty solid turn on just about all of them.
Right. So, but yeah, the stand-up and lay-down debate has been one people are talking about, because obviously if you make people stand up, it kind of evens the playing field. You know, you have to be able to stand on your board.
Yeah.
So light guys who could obviously stand on smaller boards, you know, have an advantage to turn it.
Right.
But if you're a big guy and you can't stand on a board, you know, it just evens the scale more. But so it's interesting, and I'm kind of indifferent. I don't know I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I tease people when I see them on their knees or prone paddling.
Yeah, of course.
It is a stand-up paddleboard, and I think you know, my opinion is that you should be standing on it.
Yeah.
And if you get taken out by a wave and you got to get your board and get your paddle and maybe get out of the way of the next wave, I'm totally down with that. But once you can get to your feet and take the white water as it's coming towards you. If you know, I mean, if it's a mountain, you're out at sunset or something, then I don't expect you're gonna stand and be counted through that. But you know, it's a stand-up thing, and they have all kinds of prone surfing events.
That's true. Yeah, and I guess the argument is you know, you could get through the surf a little quicker proning, obviously, because so their thing is like, hey, you could catch more waves ultimately, and that's what we're here to see, is see you ride waves. But it's true, it's stand-up paddling, and that's part of the technique. If you can't even stand on your board, you know, you got to get better at doing that.
Yeah.
So
here's a little instant replay of Noah Hopper's last wave.
Yeah,
he got
Noah.
a nice little left while we were
little snapperoo right there.
chatting.
That was a good little wave for Noah. Seemed to, you know, finally get his groove a little bit, get a little speed down the line, do a couple turns. Fortunately, he couldn't end that wave probably the best way that he wanted to, but all in all, probably his best ride so far.
So let's talk about ending the wave. I coach a junior high surf team up in Santa Cruz, and one of the things I tell the kids is you want to punctuate your wave. Right, you want to put a period or an exclamation mark. You don't want to leave with a question mark at the end of your wave. So if you can do a floater, or if nothing else, just straighten out, it seems like you get, you know, a half a point or something, a little bit more of a bump if you just kind of finish that wave, versus falling down. And do you think that in the stand-up side of things, are they looking for that as well?
As we see Josiah again, he's getting these little inside. I don't know if it's because he's so small, but those waves look like, I'm like, whoa, those are pretty good little waves. But
yeah.
But yeah, I think you know, it's always a strong first maneuver.
Yeah.
Starting the wave off strong and ending the wave strong is always a good formula and getting a good score. You know, obviously there's different cases. If you do like a huge air right off the bat and then you go on the inside and, you know, the wave peters out and you just do a cutback, you're still going to get a good wave because the first wave was so impressive.
Right.
The first maneuver was so impressive. But traditionally, you know, strong first maneuver, strong ending maneuver, you're going to get a good score.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a good, you know, good tactic for sure.
And some of the kids that we've seen today that have a bit more experience watching Riggs Napoleon, I mean, I could watch him surf all day long. The kid just rips, and with all his traveling and competing in Hawaii and in California and in Australia, and all the traveling and stuff that he does. He seems like he's kind of got the whole competitive thing down pretty well. He's pretty polished.
Yeah.
When it comes to that,
there's definitely a few of the kids that stand out. They're just simply with more experience and opportunities. Riggs obviously being one of those guys. Noah Hopper. Giorgio Gomez, actually, he's done some World Tour events. So, the invitee junior pro division, they're all pretty legit and seasoned already, and they're only 17 and under.
Yeah, it's pretty intimidating, man, to see these kids come out and you're like, wow, like they're doing stuff that I've never even dreamed of being able to do.
Yeah, a lot of them are really good. Like Noah Hopper, surf's incredible, and Giorgio, they got a lot of flair. They got that enthusiasm in their surfing, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, it's Josiah. Oh, he finally made a bad decision on a wave. Did not hold up for him. So what are all these big steel islands I see out the back?
Yeah, well, this is what unfortunately, this is part of what Huntington's known for is this offshore drilling.
Yeah.
Oil drilling. They've had it for years. I know it's always been a little bit of a controversial thing, with the water pollutants and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's definitely not as, active as it used to be. And I'd have to check to exactly see what they do now. But as we see Noah Hopper going on another left, he seems to have a little knack to find these little lefts right here. This one's getting a little reform, too.
Oh, look at this section up ahead of him.